In today's video, I am going to be giving you 3 different easy motion offenses that you can run with your team. Anyways, let's get down, let's check them out, but really quickly, if you want a simple motion, make sure to go check out the 5-out complete guide that is down in the description below. You can use the strategies that are in there for players and teams of all ages. So let's get down, let's check out these 3 different motions that you can use. First, in this first offense, we are going to start 5-out, and no, I am not going to show you a very simple pass and cut. The reason being is because I've shown that play probably 60 trillion times on this channel. So in this first play, we're going to have player 1 pass over to player 5, and player 1 is going to cut to the basket. Now, before you start saying this is pass and cut, it's not. Player 1 is going to cut to the basket, and he is going to stay in the low post. At this time, either player 5 or player 2 is going to pass to player 1. However which way that ball gets to player 1, it doesn't matter. We're going to have the weak side cut, and then the weak side corner is going to lift. If this pass is open on the cutter, you gotta hit him. It's going to be an open layup, and you're probably going to hit him the first 2 or 3 times that you run this play. If he's not open, he's going to fill out. Once he fills out, you're going to then have player 5 cut to the basket. Now, while player 5 is cutting to the basket, he may be open, and if he is open, you better hit him up because he could get an easy layup. If he's not open, player 3 is going to sprint all the way over to that far wing. Player 4 is going to sprint to the point, and player 5 is going to fill out to the wing. Now, player 3, he needs to sprint his butt off because if he's not sprinting, that pass is probably not going to be there. Player 4 is going to sprint, player 5 is going to sprint, and then player 1 is going to clear out, or he could set a back screen on player 2 first. Now, if you've got younger players, player 1 just fills out. If you've got older players, player 2 gets that screen. He may be open for the cut. Either way, player 1 either fills out or he sets that screen, fills out here, player 2 continues through, and that's where they sit. We are then going to swing this ball around the perimeter to player 4 and then over to player 5, and then player 4 is going to cut. Again, however which way that ball gets into the low post, we need it to get there. 3 is going to cut. 1 is going to lift, 3 is going to fill out. That's the rotation here. And then we're going to have player 5. He's going to cut. If he's open, hit him up. If not, player 1 and 3 are going to sprint their butts around. They're going to get that kick out pass. 5 clears out. And then either player 4 sets that screen or he fills out to the opposite side. Now, some coaches call this a motion offense as well. Personally, I don't. However, it can be classified as a motion because you're going through the same motions over and over again. Now, this is against a zone. This is a nice, easy zone offense. Player 1 passes to 3. If he passes to his left side, he needs to clear out towards the right side, and these guys then switch. What generally happens is player 4 on defense, he is going to shadow up until player 2 gets over, and then he sinks back down. This puts player 5 in a precarious situation because if you can move that ball fast enough, now what's going to happen is a quick post-to-post pass could be an easy layup, kick out, 3, something. That's essentially what you are hoping for. You want to try and stack the side. We can then swing this ball back around. This could be a 3-point shot because that generally happens quite a bit. Player 3 is going to pop out until player 1 is able to recover. Player 5 and 4 will cross. What generally happens here is, again, somebody gets a pass into the high post, high to low post pass, easy layup. And generally, the faster the pass is, the better off you're going to be. That's just the very basics of going up against the zone defense. If you are going up against the zone defense, the faster your passes, the more times that you get that ball to cross across that imaginary line across the center, the better off you're going to be. I also like this version of the zone offense, which is you've got 2 players in the dunker spot. And what you're trying to do here is to have a quick pass to player 3 that's going to bring player 4 up, 5 sinks. We're going to have a quick pass down to player 4. As soon as that pass happens, they want player 4 and 5 to trap. That's the same as everybody. Player 3 is then going to cut to the basket. This is going to be an easy pass here. If he doesn't have that layup, This is collapsing the defense. He may have a pass to player 5. He may have a pass out to player 1. Either way, he either gets the layup, or he's going to have a pass to player 5, or he's going to have a kick out for player 1 at the 3-point line. Very simple options here. Now, this last motion offense is what I call the triangle motion. It's something that I've ran at the grade 8 level here in Canada, which is equal to about grade 7 in the States. I ran this about 12 years ago. I don't run it currently, but it is still a fantastic motion to be able to run. I would not run it, however, with anyone younger than like 12 or 13. It's just going to get too confusing. But the older you get, the better this gets. We're going to start in a high 1-4, and that's just our starting point. This is not part of the motion. However, the idea of the motion is to be able to make an entry pass either to player 4 or to player 2 just to start. And then we're going to get into the triangle. This is a triangle motion offense, and we're just starting in that high 1-4 just as a starting point. We're then going to have player 3 sink to the post and player 5 pop up. This creates the triangle. But personally, I like to do this. After that pass goes to player 4, player 3 steps up and sets that screen first for player 1, and then he rolls down to the block. We may get some mismatches that may happen. You could even actually start, instead of having a forward, you could have 2 bigs that start in the post. You could offset it to say player 5 is the side that you pass to. And what you're hoping for here is a couple of mismatches. Maybe they switch. If they switch, then you just pass it to the post. It's an easy basket. Player 4 pops up. This creates the triangle. Now, what we're trying to start here is we've got some different actions. If we pass to player 1, then player 5 could back screen player 3. This could be a layup. And we can run different sets out of the motion. The motion being is just to get that triangle that starts, have our 2 guys on the weak side. At this time, let's say we want to reverse that ball around. We pass to player 4. Now this is the motion part of it, because there's a lot of actions inside of this motion. However, the motion itself, what we are trying to do is now player 5, he is going to be setting that screen, and we're going to have player 1 go through first. We're going to have player 2 sprint up. Player 4 is going to dribble out towards that left side. Player 1 is then going to use player 5, and he's going to be popping out towards that wing. We want this ball to reverse around as fast as possible from player 4 to 2, then to player 1. Player 5 is still going to be setting up that screen, and we're going to have player 3 first go up to that high post. We're hoping this happens all at the same time so that now player 2 can use player 3 as a screen, pop out, player 4 moves over to the wing, 5 lifts up to the point, and now you are back in the triangle. Player 3 would go to the low post, and we're back in the triangle. We can set that screen and roll up top. We can have that back screen on player 2. We may have a pass into player 3. Off-ball screen here. Player 2 pops up. We can run the 3-man game where now player 2 maybe doesn't have a shot. Player 3 passes to 2 off of that screen. Now he sets that back screen for player 1. Player 1 cuts. If he's open, hit him, layup. If he's not open, player 3 pops out. Player 1 is now the postman. We can reverse that ball out. There's a lot of different options, but we play a 3-man game, 1, 2, 3 passes, then we kick it out. We then reverse that ball back around, dribbles out, moves up, screen, 3 pops out, 2 goes to the post, using 1 as a screen. We reverse this ball around. As soon as player 4 gets rid of that ball, we set that screen. Player 4 goes to the corner, 2 goes back down to the post, 1 lifts, 5 goes out to the wing. I know this is difficult to see on paper. Sometimes it's easier to see on real life. I don't have any video clips from 12 years ago, but this is the triangle motion that I ran, and I felt very confident running it too. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.